Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm Shubham and you're watching Let's Create an App. So in this video we are going to talk about how we can create a dynamically or programmatically a drop-down menu. So basically drop-down menu is used various places where we have to show multiple options and user need to select a single option from all the other options. So let's look into the demo and then we will proceed further how we can create that kind of functionality. So this is the demo which we are going to create, in which we are having a two buttons. The one is select fruit and the other is select gender. So basically these kind of functionalities are coming in the application. So I've just taken this thing, and as a user click on any of the button, this is showing some kind of a black color, some faded black color background with a table view which is showing all the options, possible options of that specific button. So we are going to learn this thing in this video. Similarly, whenever user click on this select gender, this table view is again loaded with some different data. This is the same table view which we have seen on the previous button. So we are going to learn this thing, and as a user click on any of the option, it will change the title of that button with that specific option. So in this video we are going to learn this thing, and really this is all created using programming. We are just drag and drop these two buttons, nothing more than that. So we are going to learn this thing in this video, and if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get the notifications of all my other videos. So let's start the video. Let's create an app. Now open an Xcode, click on single view application, click on next, and give the whatever name you want to give. I'm just giving a drop down selection, and just click on next and create this project where you want to create. I'm just creating this project on desktop. So the first thing which we have to do is just designing these two buttons which we have on the screen. So the buttons of selecting a fruit and a gender. So just drag and drop two buttons, or you can also drag and drop one button and change all the properties for this button and copy that button also. So the name of this button or the title for this button is like select fruit, like this, and text color should be like white, and background color should be like red. So we have designed this thing, and now let's give a basic constraints to this button. So from leading it should be 30, from trailing it should be 30, and from top it should be like 100 pixels or 50 pixels. It's totally up to you. So like this, I'm just creating this thing in a demo, so maybe we can choose anything. So just change the height to 40 pixels like this. So just copy this button by pressing alt key and drag and drop somewhere on the screen. So it just copy this button and just give another constraints to like this we have given. So it created two buttons with the same color, same everything. So just change the title for this thing, just like select gender, like this. So the title should be a little bit bigger, same for this button also, like this. So we have successfully created these two buttons. Now let's move on the coding part and create the outlet of these buttons as well as actions for these buttons. So just take outlet first. So it should be like on click, or maybe you can say the button select fruit, something like this. And for gender, just drag and drop button select gender, something like this. Now we have to create actions also. So for action, on click select fruit, like this, and for select gender we have to click on click select gender, or yeah, select gender, something like this. So we have successfully created buttons and outlet of this UI. Now just we need only coding part, so just remove this thing and just move on the view control class. That's all we have to do right now. Now we have to programmatically create a table view and all the background view, that is a transparent view, a back view. So all these things are being created totally with programming. So let's look how we can do that. Now first we have to add a transparent view on the screen, that a black view which is coming on the back of the table view. So for that, first create one view. So let transparent view is equals to UI view, like this. And now we have to create one function, so that function is only responsible for adding the transparent view on the screen. So for that, just create one function, add transparent view like this. And in this, that transparent view will be added on window. So first we have to get the window. So let window equals to UI application dot shared dot key window like this. Now we have to set the frames of this transparent view. So the transparent view dot frames, so these frames are always set with using window. So window dot frames like this. So it will add this thing on the window, but this should be a window is an optional thing, so we have to forcefully wrap this thing or provide an optional value. So we will provide an optional value, and in optional value we have to provide the frames of the view. So if window is not available, then it will take the frames of the view. Now we have to add this transparent view on the sub view. So self dot view dot add sub view, and in this we have to add this transparent view. So the transparent view is added on the screen when we call this method, but there is no there is no animation and there is no color of this transparent view. So let's add the transparent view color. So the transparent view dot background color is UI color dot black dot with alpha, I guess, yeah, with alpha component, and the alpha component is 0.9. so this will give a background color with some faded black color. So now we have to add the tab gesture on this transparent view. So whenever you use a tap on this transparent view, the whole screen will get removed on the window or view. So for that we have to just add a tab gesture. So let tab gesture equals to UI tab gesture recognizer, and in this we have to pass the self, and select is like hash selector like this. And in this we have to provide a function which removes this transparent view. So we can add a method like remove transparent view like this, and we have to add this tab gesture on self dot view. So self transparent view dot add gesture recognizer like this, and tab gesture like this. Now we have to create one more function so that we will not get this warning. So for that we have to use our objective-c reference @objc like this function, and the name of the function will be same as we have provided over here like this. So now we are completely good to go. So by doing this, we only add a transparent view. There is no animation while adding, so we have to add an animation so that it looks good whenever we add this thing. So just create one animation block. So for that you have to write UI view dot animation, and we have to use the method which is having a physical spring. So this one, and in this the time interval is just like 0.4 seconds. You can change according to yourself. Delay is 0.0, and the damping is 1.0. Initial velocity is also 1.0. You can change this thing according to your need. And in the animation option we have to use ease, and the option is just like curve ease and out, I guess, curve ease and out. And this is an animation block in which we have to write the animation. So basically this transparent view is added on the screen and with a background color. So we have to first make this transparent view alpha is equals to 0, and then we will add this thing on the screen with some alpha. So this will give us some good animation. So for that we have to just make the transparent view alpha is equals to 0 over here, and we have to change the transparent view alpha over here. Transparent view dot alpha is equals to 0.5, something like this. So by doing this thing we will get a good animation effect like this. Now just remove this thing, and same we have to, for removing we have to change the alpha to 0.0. So just copy this animation block and remove and paste over here, and in this just change this alpha to 0.0 or simply 0. So by doing this thing we will able to remove this thing and add this thing. So just test this thing by pasting or calling this method over here like this, and even you can also test this thing over here like this. So now let's run this thing and check that it is working fine or not. So basically till now we have added a transparent view with some animation effect. Now we will going to learn how we can add a table view and how we can populate the dynamic data in that table view. So just click on any of this button, so it will add a transparent view. So this is a really very smooth effect. You can change the alpha according to your need. Now we have to add the table view so that we can show the options. Now let's create a table view. So let table view equals to UI table view, like this. Now we have to change the frames of the table view, as well as we have to add the table view on the view. So for that we have to change the code over here. So write table view dot frames is equals to, so the frames which we will pass in this table view are the frames on which user clicked. So we have to take one parameter over here, so like frames, and this is of CG type, like this. So now we have to change the things over here also, frames, and in this reacts we have to pass the rect of that button. So button select fruit, same thing over here, that frames and button gender, like this. So it will send the frames of the respected button. It's showing an issue that okay, so dot frames, I guess, yeah, my mistake, dot frames, like this. Now we have to set the frames over here, so CG rect, and in this we have to choose this method, and in this first we have to set the frames which we have taken from the user. So we have to set the origin for this thing, frames dot origin dot x, and the y should be like frames dot origin dot y plus the height of that button, so frames dot height, like this, and the width will be same as the width of that button, frames dot width, like this, and the height of this thing is totally depend on us. So initially the height of this thing is 0. So by doing this thing we have added a frames to this table view. Now we have to add the table view on the screen. So for that, self dot view dot add subview, and in this we have to pass this table view, like this. Now we have to add one more thing. We have to add a corner radius for this table view. So table view dot layer dot corner radius is equals to 5 pixels. So simply we have added a table view with a height of 0 and added a corner radius for this table view also. Now we have to animate the table view whenever user tap on any of the buttons. So for that we have to change the frames of that table view in this animation block. So simply we have to use self dot table view dot frames. We have to change the frames, definitely, yeah, and in this CG rect, and in this CG rect we have to use the same method, this one, and now all the things will remain same. So we can copy this thing also, and we have to change the only height over here, so that it will show some animation in height. So the y remains same, the only change is in height. So initially I am taking a height as 200, so that we can see how changes can be, how it will look. So now we have to also change this in this remove transparent view method, because we will add our table view as well as we have to remove the table view. So for that, just copy this thing and change the frame of table view over here, and again make the height of this table view to 0. So we have stuck over here that it is not having any kind of frames. So for that we have to first make one variable of the button, and whenever we choose any button we have to assign that button in this button variable, selected button, and this is of UI button type, like this thing. So whenever user tap on any of the button, so selected button, why it's not showing any property of selected button kind of thing. Selected button equals to button select fruit, and same thing for over here, selected button equals to button select gender, like this. Now we have to change this frames as a selected button frames. So for that, just create one variable, let frames equals to selected button dot frames, so like this. So it will automatically take the frames, and it will working fine. Now let's run this thing and check that it is working fine or not. So let's play this thing and check the table view is working fine or not. It will completely showing as per our requirement or not. So let's click on this select button, and it's completely looking fine. And as I click on this thing, everything is working fine with the static height of 200. So now we have to make the dynamic height as well as whenever user tap on any of this table view field, it will automatically change the value or change the title of this button. So one more thing, we have to add a little bit space over here because it's look very messy. So let's add a little bit space at x position, so sorry, at y position. So add a space of 5 pixels over here, so like this. So now it's completely looking fine. Now let's add the methods of table view so that we can populate the table view. So for that we have to just assign a data source and delegate to this table view. So for that, just table view dot delegate equals to self, like this. Table view dot data source equals to self, like this. Now let's create one extension. I always prefer to use extensions whenever I just giving any kind of data source and delegate, because it will help to find the code. Now we have to assign 3 methods of table view. So the first method is number of rows in section, this one. So this will definitely show the count of elements. So for that we have to create one variable where data source is equals to, it's a array of string. You can take this thing according to your need. Now we have to add the data source as well. So data source, and in this we have to add the things like, this is a fruit array, so we will add the things like apple, mango, orange, like this. And this is a gender, so we have to add a data source equals to male, and this is a female, like this. Now we have to return this thing over here, return, and that is data source dot count, like this. Now we have to add a method that is a cell for row at index path. So cell for row at index path, in this we have to create one cell. So let cell equals to table view dot dequeue cell with reusable identifier, this one method. And in this we have to pass the identifier. So first we need to create one cell class. So I'm just creating a cell class over here. So class, the name is cell class, and this is of UI table view cell type, UI table view cell type, like this. Now we need to copy this thing, and we have to register this cell class also first. So for that we have to write table view dot register this one. So we have to use this method with cell class, not this nib, because whenever we use exhibit we have to use this method, and whenever we use class we have to use this method. So over here, and paste the class name with self method, with self, like this. And in the string we have to give the name of the cell, so simply cell will be the name. Now we have to provide the things over here all the same, just like cell, and that is index path, like this. Now we have to use cell dot text label dot text, like this. And in this we have to pass the name of the element, which is all the elements, so data source, and in this index path dot row. And if you want to learn something more about table views, you can go and watch out my table view series. The link of table view series was mentioned in the description, so you can go and check out that thing. Now it will populate the table view with these elements. So let's run this thing. And one more thing, I guess we didn't set anything. Okay, let's try this thing that it is working fine or not. I guess it will work fine. The height will be the issue because we didn't provide a variable height. It will, the height of this thing is fixed. So as I click on this thing, so this is showing not showing good, like this. And it is the data source is also not getting changed. It will showing the same data source. So we also have to change the data source. So for that we have to reload this table view. So for reloading we have to add one line over here that table view will get reload, like this over here. And We also have to provide a variable height to this table view. So for that we need to create one method or add one more method, delegate method over here. So that is cell height for row at index path, and return 60 or 50, it's up to you, like this. And we have to change this thing over here. So like data source dot count into 50. So if there is 5 element in data source array, then 5 into 50, then 250 will be the height. So you can put conditions if you don't want to show that much height, it's totally up to you. So we have to change this thing to cg rect, I guess, cg float, sorry, cg float. So now it will be work completely fine. Now let's run this thing, check again and check that it is working fine or not. Then we will move forward. I guess we have having one error. Okay, yeah, then we have to provide a self. So like this. Now we have only thing left is that whenever user click on any of the cell and change the title of that specific button, so it's completely working fine now. So now let's click on this thing and it's not doing anything. So let's make this thing also work. So for that we have to get one more method, did select this one, and in this we have to just remove that call this remove transparent view, as well as we have to change the title of the selected button. So we have to use selected button dot set title, this method, and in this we have to use the data source index part dot row dot normal, like this, and just remove that thing, and that is remove transparent view, like this. So we have to do this thing only, and I guess this will be completely working fine. So let's look how is the final product what we have learned of today. So we have two buttons, and as I click on this thing, it's completely working fine. Click on any of the uh, fruit, it will showing as a label. Now just click on gender and female, so it's completely working fine. And this is really a cool functionality. You guys go and change these functionalities according to your need. And if you face any problem, let me know in the comment section. And if you learned something from this video, please let me know in the comment section, so this will motivate me to create more videos something like this. And this is for today. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, and if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get the notifications of all my other videos. So meet you in the next tutorial. Thank you.